Hi everyone for another episode of We Are in Business. Today we're very, very lucky. We have Mr. Ofir Levy. He's a real estate broker. He has his residential and commercial license. He has lots of years of experience. He's at Sutton and he has lots of stuff to tell us today and to help us to do good decisions when it comes to real estate. So Ofir, thank you for being on the show.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
We have a couple of questions for you today. And the first one is, why did you choose the field of real estate?
Well, real estate was definitely something that's always been on the back of my mind. I think it's also in the back of a lot of people's minds. It seems to be a conversation that a lot of people always kind of gear towards. When I was younger, I worked in construction. I worked in renovations. I really had a passion for interior design and architecture. But I never thought that I would actually end up doing this as a career. I originally was in school. I decided in between CEGEP and university to get my real estate license, hoping that, I figured maybe I'm good in sales and maybe if I sell one or two houses, it might help pay for my university. And then that way I don't need to, let's say, study all day and then have to go and work a shift in the evening. So I figured maybe that would help pay for my studies. So I did that. I got my license. I ended up starting university. I was in management and marketing at Concordia. And then halfway through, I realized, you know what? There's a career to be made in real estate. I did enjoy it. I loved every facet of it. I realized that there was quite good money to be made as well. But mainly as a broker, I got to have my hand in every single aspect of real estate transactions. So I managed to be in contact with inspectors, with the banks, with the buyers and sellers, and it really gave me a lot of experience, a lot of knowledge, which is what I was really yearning for.
Very good.
That's how it came about.
Very nice, Ofir. So I see that you have lots of passion for what you do, and which leads me to the next question. Where do you service your clientele, and what specific fields in real estate do you specialize in?
So, like I said, when I started part-time, the number one thing I focused on was whatever client I could get. And those clients kind of eventually brought me to different areas. We would go to the West Island, and we would go all the way to like Outremont, Plateau, and this and that. So with time, because I've been doing this for over 10 years, with time, I got a chance to really know pretty much all of Montreal. But where I limit my focus to right now is, I would say, somewhere along the Dollard, Kirkland area, all the way up to the Plateau. And that is mainly the focus that I have. That's where I have the most experience and knowledge. If it goes beyond that, I usually like to have partners that will help work with me in those outside areas, like in the Laurentians or anywhere in the South Shore. So when it comes to that, that's usually either I refer or I work in partnerships with people. But my main focus is in those areas, and I do focus a little more on residential. I do have my commercial license, but I focus on some of the multi-res. But in particular, it's the residential, single-family homes, duplexes. That's the main focus.
Very nice, Ofir. So, guys, everyone watching from Montreal, you know what to do. Very good. Which leads me to the next question. Is it a seller's or a buyer's market, including, knowing that the corona happened and we're in a pandemic period? So what should investors or what should new buyers do right now?
Okay, so that's the money question, the question that everyone always wants to know. Obviously, I don't have a crystal ball. I don't really know what could happen in the near future. We do see trends. What we do see is that throughout the pandemic, a lot of people were forced in their homes and they started realizing, hey, it feels kind of small over here. So a lot of them are realizing, you know what, I think I need more space. I would like to have maybe a little more of a backyard. So you see a really high number of people moving outside, and they're really trying to get a little more land, a little more bang for their buck, essentially. So the concentration of downtown, I guess we can say, has a little less of, not value, but a demand right now, given the fact that also we don't have that many people coming in. Montreal being the hotspot for quite a few years in a row. There used to be Vancouver, Toronto, but Montreal was really the new thing in Canada. So a lot of people that were trying to come in now are limited, and it doesn't allow as much growth in the downtown core. But everything everywhere in the suburbs definitely is booming. It's a seller's market. It's unanimous. People are listing their properties and multiple offers within 48 hours. I mean, we've had some scenarios, like I just sold one. I just had an accepted offer in Rosemere, where we were one of 13 offers, and we ended up winning the bids. So it's very important. There's assessing a property, but then there's also how do you bid? How not to go too far? How to know to evaluate what would be a fair market price, even with the bidding going on. So it's definitely a seller's market. But the beautiful thing is the buyers have a lot of advantages. They have a lot of incentives from the government, right? The all-time record low interest rates are absolutely amazing. It's kind of something that you have to, try to take advantage of, because then you get to lock in that interest rate for the next 5 years. And so there's that. And then you have all the help with regards to welcome tax if you're buying into the island of Montreal. So there's quite a few incentives for buyers. And the important thing is to be educated. Know what's out there, speak to professionals, don't be shy, don't assume that go ahead, ask, and I guess this video is a good testament to that, because you're helping people get knowledge, right? So the more they get informed, the better they'll make their decisions.
Very good, Ofir. So you brought many good points, and which leads me to another question, kind of related to what we just said. We see all the prices going up in Montreal, and it's going crazy, especially here in Côte-Saint-Luc. So my question for you is, do you think people should wait a little bit, maybe till Corona, ends off, till we have the vaccines? Do you think prices will, basically my question is, do you think prices will go down eventually, or is just going up?
Again, yes, I'm an expert in the field of real estate, but I'm not in the economy, in the Canadian economy. So I can't predict that. What I can tell you is as follows. With the information that we have today, we understood that the prices just keep going up. Even before the pandemic, they were keeping going up. The pricing in Montreal, as high as they seem right now, are still much lower than in Toronto and in Vancouver. So I'm not anticipating for it to go down in pricing. I do anticipate more of a flattening of the curve, that famous quote that we've been hearing a lot during the pandemic. So maybe the prices might stagnate. You might not have as many offers on the table, but I can tell you that as long as there's a limited amount of supply, there's right now still going to be a lot of eligible buyers, which is just going to maintain that curve from going up. So as long as supply is low, we should expect the prices to maintain throughout. Now, are they going to grow as fast as they have recently? Probably not. But when you're looking on a 5-year plan, most buyers are looking into 5-year terms, right? So once you pass, let's say, the next 2-3 years, and you get to the 4th and 5th year, that's where you're most likely gonna guarantee a return on your investment. So even if there is big fluctuations, real estate in general in the long term always pays off.
Right, and that's a great point, and I know that's why many people want to go into real estate. They want to start investing, and we've seen in 20 years, a little house that was $100,000 now is worth $1 million, right? So now, what are your main tips for the first-time investors?
First-time investors. So it's important that you really, really study the market and you follow it. Now, if you're new to the market, try to find out what happened in the last year, 2 years. And if you're investing, then I think what you're really looking for is the numbers game. Don't get carried away with the beauty of the home or the duplex or the condo, whichever you want to invest in. Focus more on the numbers. That's the number one thing I would concentrate on. 2 is, what are the banks willing to give you? Use other people's money to make money. So if the banks are willing to lend you money for specific types of properties, then maybe that's where you should start aiming at. The banks always go the safe route. It's not a bad idea as a first investment to go the safe route as well. And then obviously, I know it's a little biased, but surround yourself with the right professionals again. have people that you know, that you trust, that have invested before or that are in the business, such as brokers, mortgage brokers. All these kind of people are people that could definitely help you along that path. But those are, I would say, the main 3 tips.
Very good, Ofir. So those are the questions we had for you today. For everyone watching, you can reach Ofir. There's all the details in the captions. You can call him, you can email him, you can go see him on LinkedIn and go and follow him to get some great advice. And thank you, Ofir, for being on the show.
Thank you, Yedidya. I really appreciate this.
Thank you very much. And here we're going to put a little video of Ofir with his company.
When you're dealing with a Sutton broker, you're not just dealing with that one broker, you're dealing with the family that comes behind him.
La principale qualité d'un courtier immobilier, c'est l'écoute. Les gens ont beaucoup à nous apprendre, les gens ont beaucoup à nous dire, et c'est eux qui achètent, c'est eux qui vendent, c'est eux qui sont en connaissance de leur dossier.
You definitely need flexibility because your day may start one way and end another way. And you have to be able to
change your schedule, you have to be able to adapt to other people's needs. There's no such thing as a standard day.
On est la seule bannière majeure au Québec où le courtier n'a pas à partager sa commission avec l'agence immobilière.
J'ai choisi Sutton parce que pour moi, c'était super important dans le fond au niveau des valeurs qui étaient l'éthique et l'intégrité du groupe.
Il y a toujours des gens disponibles, il y a toujours des gens qui sont prêts à t'aider, que ce soit le cadre administratif ou d'autres courtiers sont disponibles pour pouvoir t'aider à avancer dans ton processus puis t'aider à conclure les transactions de la bonne façon.
Le support que mon agence m'apporte, en fait, c'est l'encadrement d'une transaction bien exécutée et bien faite, tout simplement.
Whenever I have a question, right away, I call my head of agency and she's right there for me, whether it's early in the morning or even late in the evening. She's there.
moi j'ai aimé mon métier，puis ici是vraiment accueillant。如果用一句话来总结，那就是我非常热爱我的职业。我在这个职业里学到了很多，我认识了很多新的朋友，这些客人都最后变成了我的朋友。我也非常的希望大家能加入到我们的大家庭里来，非常欢迎大家。
Sutton seems to do it right. They seem to have done it for a long time, and they learned the right way to do it. So joining into an agency like Sutton gives you from the get-go a structure, it gives you a support system, and it gives you a direction to continue on in a successful real estate career.
So that's it for today, guys. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you, Ofir.